Slower than Max. Max is faster.
Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. And thanks for joining us, Ant. And tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, the surface looks clean enough, but I'm a little bit worried about the track temperature. It's pretty cool out there, which could give some teams difficulties when it comes to keeping their tyres in the right operating window. The cars out there that work their tyres hard and really put a lot of energy through them, they'll be the ones that are better off.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Valtteri Bottas and Butler, Weber, Perez, Gasly and Daniel Kvyat, Raikkonen, Albon, Red and Ricciardo, Sainz, Norris, Kevin Magnussen and George Russell. Kubica and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Top 10 now. Keep it up. Right, some information on Hamilton. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow. Max is in the pits. Max in the pits. Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Safety car, safety car. No overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Gap to teammate ahead is 2.0 seconds. Let's turn up the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy. Our gap behind is 1.5 seconds. Aren't looking too warm at this point. We should have plenty of life left. Go, go, go. In this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. Is 3.4 seconds. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think. A really solid drive from him today, and one I'm sure the fans enjoyed.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Remaining in the session. We need a good lap here, or we're out of qualifying.
By Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Now, can I talk to you about Sebastian Vettel? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Weber, Sergio Perez, and Norris, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Kvyat, and Alexander Albon, Vettel, Magnussen, Lance Stroll, Red. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Gasly, Butler, George Russell, and Daniel Ricciardo. Kubica and Carlos Sainz will start from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Nice move. Good job. Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Position back. We are under safety car conditions and cannot overtake. Return the position. By 1/10 a lap. Release. is 18.4 seconds. Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
But there's no question in my mind it has to go to George Russell. What a performance. He's got every right to be proud of what he accomplished out there today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
We're asking for too much here. We need to make some compromises. They aren't coming round to that proposal. Let's try something else. I'm afraid negotiations have broken down, and there's nothing more I can do. Luckily, we had the team's original offer to fall back on, so we've agreed to those terms. We'll have another chance to negotiate down the road.